So President Trump cuddling up to Saudi Arabia is already creating some problems. Saudis signal expanded executions policy after Donald Trump's visit. The president's first trip abroad also appears to have sparked crackdowns in Bahrain and Egypt. President Donald Trump's trip to Saudi Arabia this month encouraged the kingdom to expand its controversial use of the death penalty, including toward peaceful protesters, a top human rights advocacy group says. The state has executed 39 people so far this year, according to Reprieve, a London-based nonprofit, which exclusively shared its latest statistics on Saudi executions with HuffPost this week. At the current rate, the kingdom is on track to have executed 2,020 people between the coronation of a new king, Solomon, in 2015 and 2030. The target date for a loudly promoted reform plan that promises a more progressive Saudi Arabia, but is viewed with skepticism by human rights advocates. Reprieve noted that a contentious terrorism court upheld on Thursday the death sentence of a 23-year-old man with disabilities for protesting in 2012. It's the first time the Saudis have taken such a step since they included detained dissidents in a mass execution last year, sparking global outrage. So what this means is the Saudis feel comforted by Donald Trump being in control in the U.S. and that he's given them a tacit green light. And through his actions, through his comments, they feel like, oh, this guy's not going to put pressure on us through back channels to say, hey, pump your brakes with the mass executions, dog. He doesn't care. He doesn't care because in Donald Trump's mind, because now the neocons are really running the administration, if you're our ally, you get to do what you want, no questions asked. Israel can do more oppression. Israel can do more apartheid. They can take more Palestinian land. Whatevs. Egypt wants to do violent crackdowns. Whatevs. We love Sisi. You do whatever you want. You take away whatever civil liberties you want. We'll look in the other direction. The Gulf countries. Okay, Saudi Arabia. Whatever, dude. You do what you want and we'll defend you. You know, we'll focus all of our ire on Iran. So that's where we're at now, and Saudi Arabia feels emboldened to the point where, I mean, think about this. They're executing peaceful protesters. They're executing peaceful protesters. Not only should they not be executed, they shouldn't be in jail. That's not a crime. Peaceful protesting is not a crime. And the U.S., we believe in freedom and democracy. They're doing quite literally the opposite of freedom and democracy. Freedom and democracy and constitutional rights, free speech, that would mean of course you could peacefully protest. You say whatever you want. It's free, right? Freedom. It's got to mean something. Democracy. Yeah, go ahead. Voice your concerns. That's a fundamental core principle of what we're talking about here. But no, they put peaceful protesters to death. The U.S. looks the other way, and then we turn around and talk about Iran with their sham elections over there. So sad. Ugh. Okay, so they're putting peaceful protesters to death. They're putting it in overdrive here. And also, a peaceful protester with disabilities. Because, you know, they got to add the cherry on top to how loathsome they are. But why would we expect anything different from a country that has the same ideology as ISIS? You know, Glenn Greenwald said it best. Saudi Arabia, the Saudi-U.S. relationship is a one-stop shop to debunk virtually all U.S. propaganda on freedom and democracy and we're the world police, and we're just doing this because we're altruistic and we care about civilians. And by the way, here, let's give billions and billions of dollars and make deals with a country that is currently bombing women and children in Yemen and blockading the country where at least 14 million people are starving, and they're also funding and giving weapons to jihadists in Syria and Yemen. But yeah, no, it's cool. Freedom and democracy, even though they say all atheists are terrorists and they treat women as second-class citizens and they behead people in the public square for things as mild as drug smuggling, sorcery, whatever the fuck that is. Not a real thing, but okay, sorcery, and peaceful protesting. So here's tough on radical Islam, Donald Trump. Here you go. Here's what's being allowed, what's been given the green light under his administration.